What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pacers Gaming YouTube channel. I'm Cody, and today I'm going to show you one of my center builds that I love playing with in NBA 2K21. I'm not saying this is the only center you can make, but I'm going to show you what I decided to do. This is my second build. I play Pro-Am, I play Park, I play Rec, and of course a little bit of my career to rank them up as well. And I'm going to start on this screen because I've already built this build, and I'm just going to run through some of the attributes, tell you what physical pie chart I chose, and also which of the 4 pie charts I chose for finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense and rebounding. So the first thing to note on this build is that it is a power forward, okay? It's not a center, it's a power forward. It allowed me to get a couple more badges in different categories. So make sure if you are starting out to make this center build, it is a power forward. The pie charts, this is an all red pie chart. So we're focused on defense and rebounding. In the bottom right corner, you can see I've already chosen to get 30 defense and rebounding badges, and we have 18 finishing badges and just 1 and 1 on shooting and playmaking. Physical pie chart was all speed. Okay, so I chose all speed because after I made my 6'10 build, it felt a little bit clunky. The interior finishing is not as good, the inside scoring in 2K21. This build gets up and down the floor like crazy. It can catch oops, and you can rebound. It's just a great build. As you can see here, we'll start. I maxed everything I possibly could in the finishing categories. So my close shot, 84, driving layups up as high as it goes. We get 83 dunk. For driving, 83 standing dunk, and then post hooks of 66. I don't touch my shooting at all. For playmaking, I went ahead and pushed my ball handle up 4 to 39 and maxed my post moves out. And this is just because I had some leftover attributes, okay? So normally playmaking is not a priority with this build. We want to focus on defense and rebounding, and I maxed everything here. We get an 85 interior defense, 76 perimeter, lateral quickness is all the way up to a 76 for a center. Steal is pretty high, and then here's the bread and butter for this build. Block 93, offensive rebound 93, and defensive rebound 93. We're gonna go burly here, and I choose 6'9" on my height. For this build, I think you can go 6'8". You could go 6'10" if you want, but I think 6'9" is a sweet spot. For center builds this year, or builds that are playing at the center, I think the shorter the height is good, because if you're 7 foot and above, even 6'11", you're clunky, you're slow, and you can't really mash as well as you could in past 2Ks. So we're gonna go 6'9", and then on the weight, I'm going all the way down to the bottom. So yes, strength does drop a lot, but I think the speed, the acceleration, the crazy vertical is outstanding. And then for all center builds, we want to max it out. So look at our dunk, that's gonna fly up. Our steal, block, offense and defensive rebounding all improves dramatically, and we just lose in shooting, which doesn't matter for this build. I'm not shooting anywhere outside of 3 feet around the rim. I think you can go both ways for your takeover. For me, I chose glass cleaner. You know, I'm gonna be boarding up with that crazy defense and offensive rebounding attribute. But you could also go rim protector. I have this on my 6'10" glass cleaning finisher that's a blue-red. But we'll go ahead and choose glass cleaning. There we go. This is called a glass cleaning finisher, even though it's a pure red pie chart. We go Sean Kemp, John Collins, Anthony Davis, and I'm not complaining at all with those comparisons. Let's talk badges here. I have 18 upgrades available for badges. I think badges can go a lot of different ways this year. So I'm going to show you one setup that I like for this build. You know, we're going all the way to gold contact finisher. I think slithery is outstanding this year. Relentless could be good. Consistent on silver, I've seen a lot of the pro players use. And then here's where you could really make some interesting decisions. I think pick and roller could be good. You could leave it on silver, even bronze, but gold if you're playing in the pick and roll, which you should with this build. I think you could go fancy on silver is another option. I think Pro Touch isn't bad if you want to throw it on silver this year. Lob City, of course, is important. And guys, I think Showtime is really good for any build that's getting to the rim this year. I'm not going to put it on this one, but I highly recommend if you play with a play slash or a slasher at the 2, or anyone who gets to the rim and park and is getting a lot of contact dunks, Showtime is insane to get your takeover up for the rest of your team. Also, Putback Boss is good because we're going to be boarding up with this build. I think I'm just going to go here for this build, and maybe I'll even throw Lob City on gold because the guys I play with love throwing lobs to this build. You are unbelievably athletic, and that's what we're going to roll with for badge setup. But like I said, there are a lot of different ways you can go this year, especially with finishing badges. Next up, we have shooting, and I'm going to go straight down to slippery off ball. And you might ask, are you running off ball on screens with this build? And the answer is no. I am setting screens and rolling to the basket, and slippery off ball allows me to literally slip off of defenders and get to the basket quicker. So I think that's really the only shooting badge I would be interested in with this build. But let me know down in the comments, maybe Ice and Veins, do you use that? Let us know what you think if you only have one shooting badge at the center position. We also have one upgrade for playmaking. I think you could choose a couple of different things here. Break Starter normally I would recommend, but right now in this version of the game, you don't need Break Starter ever because you can chuck full court passes off rebounds and they never go out of bounds unless you get really unlucky and the defender gets into your player's path. Otherwise, you are golden without Break Starter this year. Quick First Step is a great one. Highly recommend it if you're going to be taking the ball to the rim quite often with this build. I personally am not, so I would take that off. You could go Post-Spin Technician. I won't with this build because primarily I'm catching lobs or going up off putbacks. Or I think another good option is Unpluckable. That's what I'm going to start with here, but I think it's a close call between Quick First Step and Unpluckable. All right, here we go. I'm just going to start on the top row and sort of filter through and let you guys know my thoughts. I think Box is really good this year. I think you could go anywhere from bronze to silver to gold to Hall of Fame, depending on where you prioritize other badges. But for this one, I'm just going to throw it on Hall of Fame. I'm going to put Brick Wall on gold. I think you could also go Hall of Fame, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Chase Down, just like last year, if you have it on bronze, you're going to at least get a couple animations. And this build is so athletic that I think Chase Down is a great badge to have with this 6'9" build specifically. Next up, we have Clamps. I think bronze is going to be okay for this build. If you have to switch onto a pick and roll in the park or Pro-Am and you have to guard the guard, I think bronze gives you just enough without overspending on this badge. Now, if you're switching a ton with your lockdown defender on the top, maybe you up this to silver. And if you don't like some of the other badges, maybe you go gold, but I'm going to leave this here at bronze. Defensive leader, I'm not too interested in. Moving truck, lightning reflexes, but intimidator, you know, I've seen some people say silver is the best this year. We'll go ahead and leave it at silver for now, but I think gold improves intimidator, and I think even Hall of Fame, when you see those guards go up on the opposite side of the rim and you have Hall of Fame intimidator and you don't even jump, you still get contest with Hall of Fame Intimidator. So we'll leave it on silver for now, but we might come back. In Interceptor, I think at the highest level of gameplay, if you're in the lanes as a center and you have that long wingspan, Interceptor is an absolute game changer this year. Heart Crusher, it's a controversial badge. I'm not going to put it on, but just know if you max out Heart Crusher and you get a steal, the opposing team's takeover is going to plummet. You will see them in the cold soon if you get a steal or a block or even a contest sometimes. So Heart Crusher is a great badge this year, but it is getting banned. I think it's going to get nerfed. A lot of pro players won't play against other teams if they use it because it's just so overpowered this year. But no, it's a great badge. Off-ball pest, we're going to stay away from. Pick Dodger, not really important on this build. Here, I think you could go bronze or silver pickpocket. depending on if you love reaching, if you're going to be blitzing as they bring the ball up the court. I think you could go as high as silver. I'm going to leave it on bronze just so we have a chance to use it, but we don't have to. Pogo, I think is really good this year too. I'm going to put it on silver for now. We might come back to Pogo, but this allows you to jump quicker and get some really good block shots and fast contests. So I think Pogo is another great badge. Worm, which is the opposite of box, I'm going to put it on Hall of Fame right now. I think Worm could be really good on the offensive end of the court to break those box out, especially if you have takeover and you chose the glass cleaning takeover like I did. You know where the ball's going, you break the box out, you get it, and then maybe you have putback boss on gold or silver as well to go up quickly with the ball. Last ones, we have Rebound Chaser. I'm going to max this bad boy out, and then we have Rim Protector too. I think these are no-brainers. These are where I would start if I'm building my character brand new. I go Rebound Chaser first, and then I go Rim Protector, max those out. I think they're both outstanding badges at the center position this year. And those are my thoughts, guys. I think this is one way you can set it up. You could drop Box and Worm and go Brick Wall and Intimidator if you prioritize those. You could drop Interceptor and put on Clamps a little higher if you like that as well, and you're switching on high ball screens. Guys, you could even drop this. You could take off Pickpocket. You could put Pogo on bronze, and you could max out Heart Crusher. There are a lot of different ways with 30 badges that you can play around with. But this is the setup I'm going to recommend for now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments on these defense and rebounding badges. A lot of different ways you could go. But that's my center build. That's what I'm playing. We might even talk about another 6'10 glass cleaning finisher blue-red that I play. Let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in, and we can make another video to touch on that. I hope you enjoyed this one. We've had a lot of questions about build videos. Once we have our players back ready to go with their off-season contracts, you'll see a lot more build videos coming soon, and we can't wait to see what builds there are on the next-gen version of 2K21. But hope you guys have a great day. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon from Cody and all of us here at Pacers Gaming. We'll see you next time.